you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked, I'll be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you want to be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen, sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to a very rainy and wet Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School, as we are getting ready to get you set for week number 3 of the high school football season, as your Collinsville Kahawks host the Alton Redbirds. I'm Todd Duke, glad that you're with us here on the Kahawks Sports Network as we welcome you into the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or you can call 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks come into this contest, as do the Alton Redbirds. Both teams are 1-1. Collinsville under head coach Mike Popovich in his first year, coming off of that big win last week over Triad, as the Alton Redbirds come in under their fourth-year head coach Eric Dickerson, who has his team off to a 1-1 start. 8-23 in his first 3 years. Went 1-8 in the first year, did Coach Dickerson. 0-9 the second year, but last year they turned it around, went 6-5. They made the playoffs for the first time since 2006, and they are off and running. But they, just like Collinsville, 1-1. They lost in week number 1 to a very good Highland Bulldog team at home, 21-0. Then they went on the road and handed Quincy a 41-37 loss for Collinsville. As you know, they lost their home opener to Kahok at 54-22. Then they went on the road last week and also won that 46-27 win over Triad. We had a chance to talk about the Triad game and preview the Alton game with Collinsville's head coach Mike Popovich. That conversation will come your way next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Week number 3 of the football season is here, and we are back home as we await the Alton Redbirds versus your Collinsville Kahawks. Joining us now is Collinsville head coach Mike Popovich. Coach, before we get into the nuts and bolts of last week's game, first off, give us the status update of Chris Chai. I know he took a shot to the ribs late in that game against Triad, so give us the update.
Yeah, I mean, he took a good look in the fourth quarter, and you know, I mean, one of the positive things is it wasn't anything head related, which I think is your first, your first reaction. But I mean, he's been cleared. We've been very cautious all week at practice. I mean, obviously he's no contact anyway at practice just because of the position he plays. But we're going to get him out there. We're going to see how warm-up's going. We'll kind of go from there. But he's a tough kid. He really is, and he wanted to come back in last week, and it took quite a few of us telling him, that's not smart. We don't know what's going on with it right now. So he's a warrior, though. He wants to be out there with his teammates, and I told him I've never questioned his toughness because he's a gritty individual for sure.
All right, if he can't make it, that would mean Kyle Moore would be the next man up. How comfortable are you with him running the offense?
He did a great job Friday. When we were coming off the field, I talked to Coach Curry on as the injury kind of happened and unfolded, and I was walking off. He said, "What are we going to do?" And I just kind of said, "I'm not sure right now." And then I turned around, and here you've got our left-handed lanky sophomore getting loose back there. And I looked at Coach Curry, and I said, "It looks like we're going with Kyle Moore." And I went back there, and he's a big baseball player, center fielder. And Coach Curry's raved on and on about him and his ability in center field. And I just said to him, I go, hey, ball's hitting to a gap. What do you think? And he goes, I'm not. I'm going to shag it. I'm tracking it down. I said, that's exactly the attitude we need you to have right now, the mentality. And he went out there. He just for 4 drives, scored on 3 of them, and then took a knee on the 4th. I mean, he did an outstanding job of getting the athletes the ball, and he was chomping at the bit. This week, wanting to take as many reps as he can, and we'll go. If he's going to play tonight, he plays tonight, and we're proud of how far he's come. I mean, he's one of those kids that we talk about that you need out. He's a great kid, dominates in the classroom, and now all of a sudden he's experiencing success on the football field, and that's great.
All right, well, let's go back to that Triad game, man. What a nice game by the Kahawks in all aspects of the football game there, with the running game especially. 39 carries, 345 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, credit goes up front. I was really proud of the effort up front, and one of the big things, Todd, that we wanted to do with those kids up front is get them confidence. And we've kept it very, very simple with our scheme, and we've talked about tempo. I mean, that was one thing that you and I have talked about a couple times on this show, and we said that we needed to push the tempo, and we did last week. And our kids, it was testament to how hard they've worked, but also it was a great example. They were able to see what we can do when we push the tempo. So I was proud of them. We had a lot of people contribute in the backfield. I mean, I know that obviously Kyler Williams and Jaden Neighbors toe to the rock quite a few times. Then Cam Sloan had a big game. So it's exciting, from a run game standpoint. And yeah, I mean, we were happy for our linemen to experience that success for sure on offense.
Had some pretty good success through the air, too. Chris Chai hit 12 of 21, 191 yards, 3 touchdowns, couple of nice touchdown passes in there as well.
Yeah, he hit Damian Clark on a jail screen, which was a big completion. I believe it was on 3rd down. He also flipped. We talk about our athletes, Todd. We talk about how explosive they are and what they're capable of doing. When Ron Wood scored, I think it was 50-some yards out. It was just a hitch route. Just us running quick game, us getting rid of the ball out into the flats, getting the ball into the perimeter and letting him make plays. He ran a kid over and then, scampers down the sideline. And so you try and tell Chris that. I mean, we've got a lot of playmakers around you. Let's get him the ball. And we did that, and it was nice. And then obviously the one with Cam Sloan on the fly sweep. I mean, it's technically a pass because he flips it forward. So we put it in the stat book. But Cam did most of the work on that. I think it went for 60 yards. But Chris had a nice game throwing the ball, and I think he's going to grow quite a bit over the rest of the season, and he's going to end up being a heck of a quarterback in this program.
Defensively, I told you, we talked about this last week when we were getting ready to play Triad, that they run a lot. 54 times they ran the ball last week for 345 yards. When you run the ball that much, you're going to gain some yards. And I thought that for the most part, your defense held its own.
They did a nice job, and I know you see those numbers, and it's like 6 yards a pop, but at the same time, they had a couple massive plays. And there was a lot of times where we were playing on their side of the ball, on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and we did a nice job. We gang tackled last week, which was a big deal. Yes, 54. I think you said 54 runs. But a lot of that is attributed to the fact that we pushed tempo and we gave them more possessions because we were scoring quick, and that's going to happen. But we got them playing our game, and I think they were a little uncomfortable playing in that type of environment with the tempo. But defensively, we made stops at crucial times. I mean, I think we were up 6 in the 4th quarter when Chris went down, and they got the ball. And for our kids to come up with a stop right there, just massive. And then obviously we end up going ahead and scoring the next 3 drives to put it away. Just a huge stop for the defense, and we want to get them as much confidence as we can. And it is a different type of week, and it's thrown right into the middle of the season. And now all of a sudden you get away from the triple, and you've got to focus back on something that's a little bit more. I hate to say up to date, but because the triple works very well, but just with some zone read and some different things tonight.
All right, so you have Alton coming in here tonight, and I know that you were not a part of this team last year, but Alton really handed it to your Kahawks last year to 70-19. Again, you weren't here, but your players were. A lot of these guys still have that bad taste in their mouths from giving up 10 touchdowns. So what have you talked to them about to kind of rinse that bad taste out of their mouths?
We haven't really talked about it. And I don't think you can. I think a couple of our coaches just brought it up and saying it should be some more extra motivation, and I kind of stay away from that just because, we want to be intrinsically motivated. I want to improve on my play. That's what we want our kids to think about. And Alton was a very, very good football team last year, and they're a very good football team this year. I think we're different. I think we're significantly different this year than we were last year when they played Alton. So you just can't really fixate on it too much. We see what we see on film, and we see some areas that we feel comfortable in, and then obviously some areas that may concern us a little bit more than others. So we just got to play our game, take care of the football, tackle, block. Simple game.
All right, so let's break it down and simplify it a little bit more. What is it going to take for your Kahawks to reverse that and get a win tonight?
I can't have any special teams breakdowns. I think that's the big thing. We've had a couple the last 2 weeks, and we've also made a lot of plays on special teams. I think Cam Sloan The stats should be fixed by next week, but Cam Sloan, I'm pretty sure, is leading the St. Louis area in kick return yards. I mean, he's been massive. So we're hoping to kick it to him. That's a start. We've got to win special teams wise. Offensively, we've got to push tempo. We've got to take care of the ball. We've got to eliminate the pre-snap penalties that kind of have plagued us the last 2 weeks. Defensively, we have to gang tackle. Got to keep it simple, blocking and tackling. I mean, you're going to hear me talk about that every week, and can't be intimidated. They're physical and athletic, but we can't be intimidated.
All right, so you brought up special teams. This week you have a kicker. Trey Simpson is going to be on the team kicking the ball. Last week you had Gabriel Miller, and by all intents and purposes, he did an okay job.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe did everything we needed him to do. I actually had Faith Liljegren come up, and she said, because we were trying to recruit Faith, we're like, why don't you come kick for us? And she's like, Gabe did a good job. She was being really positive, and she goes, I mean, he was supposed to be kicking on sides every time last week. I would go, no, not exactly. She's like, oh. But, yeah, I mean, Gabe did it for him to go ahead and find out the day of the game, hey, you're kicking. And, I mean, we needed to cover. We went down and we covered. We weren't very good from a 2-point standpoint. So hopefully Trey kind of settles us down a little bit on PATs and also can put the ball as close to the end zone and let our kickoff coverage do the rest of that. But Trey's an athlete. I mean, he's an athlete. And, I mean, so for him to be able, I mean, right now we're out here, and Todd, obviously people don't know this, but soccer's practicing right in front of us, and Trey's out there getting after it. The kid's a natural athlete, and we love having him out there. So we're excited to have him tonight.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
As head coach Mike Popovich of your Collinsville Kahawks. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we have more names and more numbers to throw along to you. We'll look back at a little bit of the history between these two clubs. We'll do all that and more coming up on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for you all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. A very rainy night here at Kahok Stadium as we get you set for this game between Collinsville and the Alton Redbirds. Here's a little look at the history between these two Cubs. Last year, as we know, Collinsville lost at Alton by a score of 70-19. 10 touchdowns scored in that game by Alton, 7 of them on the ground and 3 of them through the air. The last time that Collinsville beat Alton was 2 years ago, 2016. That game also at Alton, and Collinsville won that one 33-30. Over the last 19 seasons, Collinsville is 8-11 versus the Alton Redbirds. Last time that the Kahawks had back-to-back wins, which they're trying to accomplish tonight, was the 2015 season, a Week 5 win, a 33-7 win over Granite City, and then the following week over this Alton club in week number 6, 34-9. Last year, Collinsville got 176 yards on the ground with 30 carries. Chris Chai went 8 of 17 for 128 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving-wise, 8 catches were made for 128 yards. Burns was the top receiver in that game. Malcolm was 57-yard touchdown catch. The defense gave up 317 yards on 17 carries in that game, and as I mentioned, 7 touchdowns on the ground, and the receivers for Alton went for 8 catches, 110 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Last week in that big win over Triad, Collinsville had 39 carries for 345 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Chris Chai had 3 through the air, as he was 12 of 21 for 191 yards, and the Collinsville receivers combined for 217 yards on 13 carries and those 3 touchdowns. So 562 total yards for Collinsville last week and 6 touchdowns. For Alton, well, they made the playoffs 6 straight years from 2001 to 2006 under Joe Hook, and they just made it back last year under Eric Dickerson in that 6-5 win season they had last year. No state championship since Alton has had a football program all the way back in 1904. They have had 10 playoff appearances compared to 3 for Collinsville in their almost 100 years of playing football. The best year for Alton was an 8-1 season in 1959 under head coach Ralph McLean. Last year, Alton beat Chicago Lincoln Park 32-12 in their opening playoff game, but then lost to Lincoln Way West 42-13 in the next game. Kahawks have chosen to receive. And we are just moments away from getting underway here at Kahok Stadium. We'll have to wait and see how things go on offense and who's going to be the quarterback, as we are just about ready to go. Collinsville taking on the Alton Redbirds, and we are underway, and the ball skips over one of the return men, goes all the way back to Cameron Sloan, and Sloan makes it up to the 27-yard line before he is finally brought down. And yes, folks, it is raining, and we have to keep the windows closed because the rain is coming right in the windows and would get all the equipment that I have wet. So the windows are closed. We'll try to wipe it down whenever we have an opportunity to. And we'll try to get through this game. As long as there's no lightning, we will get through this game. I'm trying to see through the raindrops on the window, too. Chris Chai is out there. He has running backs on either side, left and right shoulder, 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far, and the handoff goes to the man on the right side, and he was met at the line of scrimmage by Iziel Terrell, and a gain of about 1 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Darren Reeves operating the camera up here tonight. We thank him for his help, as we were short colormen and cameramen here tonight. Offside by offside by Alton. So Collinsville will pick up a free 5 yards on the deal, and it'll be 2nd down and a lot shorter than the 8 yards they needed to begin. Chai takes the snap, hands the ball out. A little bit of a sweep going to the right-hand side, and then the Collinsville running back gets walloped there at the very end, and that was Jaden Neighbors. Neighbors had a good game last week, and Collinsville will be looking at a 3rd down and a long 1 to go for a 1st down. So I'm short-staffed up here tonight. I got a camera guy, and that's it. So we took the time off the scoreboard, not going to be able to keep track of the clock. Well, we'll do the best to let you go and let you know what time is left on the clock, and Alton commits another offside, and that will give Collinsville a 1st down. So Collinsville picks up their first down, courtesy of a 5-yard offside call against the Alton Redbirds. So Collinsville with a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 from their own 40. Chai in shotgun once again. Back to pass, throws it down the right side. It's over the shoulder, and a little tug and pull going on there. That ball was intended for Malcolm Burns, but a penalty is going to get called on Deontay McGoy for a little pass interference, and that'll give Collinsville another 1st down, I believe. Crowd was late arriving. These stands were completely empty about 15 minutes ago. Now there's umbrellas popping up everywhere. Going to be a holding call against Alton. And it is going to be another 1st down for Collinsville, as they now have the ball in Alton territory at the Redbird 49-yard line. Chris Chai in shotgun once again. This time he will hand the ball off. And again, trying the right side is Neighbors, and Neighbors gets it up to about the 47-yard line, so a pickup of 1 on the play. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. or second down and a long 8. Just underway, 10.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. It's been raining since I pretty much showed up here at 4:30 this afternoon and has not stopped. But the good news is no lightning strike, so we are underway. We'll hope to get this game in its entirety so we do not have to do the second half tomorrow. All kinds of movement going on here for Collinsville in this formation, and that is going to leave Chris Chai as not the quarterback. The direct snap will go back, and trying the left side and having a little modest success there was Cameron Sloan, and Sloan is going to be close to a first down, depends on the spot. And now we have a little pushing and shoving going on after the whistle, but I don't see any flags. And depends on where they set this ball down. They are going to go ahead and give another first down. So a 10-yard run by Sloan. Kyler Williams is now out on the field as a running back, and referee waving his hands in the air. Clock stopped with 10:01. Not sure why the stoppage. Yeah, I'd like a dry window. They want a dry football. I want a dry window. If the rain would shift directions and stop blowing straight into the press box, we would be okay. And we've been lucky in the past to have that happen, but not this time around. Now we're back to action. It is going to be 3rd and 1. They did not give him a first down, so 3rd and 1 on the play. Chai back in there in shotgun, takes the handoff, takes the snap, and gives the ball up, and that should be enough for a first down for Jaden Neighbors. See, now I have to bring somebody up in the booth just to wipe down the window, right? Well, thanks to Coach Anderson, brought us up a towel because I was using some napkins, which I was about to run out of. So whenever we have an opportunity, we'll get out there and wipe that window down for you. All right, fresh set of downs, 1st and 10, and now time has been called. And the referees want to talk about it a little bit, so this will be a golden opportunity to go out there and wipe that window down. You're going to have to probably get some folks out of your way. Sideline warning against Alton as my cameraman Darren Reeves is going to make his way around to wipe out that window. There he goes. It'll make it blurry for a little while. I know. All right, 1st and 10. You know, you could always close your eyes and pretend you're listening on the radio. Here's the snap. And the handoff is going to go to Gabe Miller up the middle. He bounces off one tackle, but then that tackler stood him straight up and help arrived. So Gabe Miller gained about 1 yard on that play. 9.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. I don't think the rain's going to stop during this whole entire game, folks. So I'm sorry about the blurry view, but here is a little bit of a reverse handoff that's going to go around the left-hand side by Malcolm Burns, and Burns got back up to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9. Southwestern Conference opener for both teams, the last Southwestern Conference opener on the football field for Collinsville. As we have a 3rd down and 9, ball on the 38-yard line of the Alton Redbirds. Chris Chai made him jump. Another 5 yards, so that's 15 yards on this drive, just on offsides alone that have been given to Collinsville, not to mention the holding call on the pass play. And the ball gets moved up 5 yards, so we'll put it down on the 33, call it 3rd down and 4. Jake Holton brings the play in from the sideline and then lines up as a wide receiver on the far side, trips left, one lone setback and one lone wide receiver on this side. That's TJ Williams. Chai, man in motion, snap, and the pitch goes to the man in motion, and a spin move put on behind the line of scrimmage, but unable to get anywhere on that one was Damian Clark, and Collinsville will face their first 4th down as they lost that 5 yards they got on the Alton offside penalty, so it'll be 4th down and 8 for Collinsville. And we'll see if they're going to go for it. Again, Chris Chai is the punter, so he could elect to punt, or they could elect to go for it. Here's the snap. Chai, back to pass. He throws it down the near side sideline. Got Burns open. Oh, and he dropped it right at the last minute at about the 2-yard line. Perfectly placed pass by Chris Chai. Burns caught it over his shoulder, and then the defender came from behind and knocked it out right before Burns could step into the end zone. So Collinsville drives the ball downfield. Nothing to show for it, though. Turnover on downs as the Alton Redbirds will take their first crack on offense. Andrew Jones is the quarterback. Jones, coming into this game, has completed 28 of 52 passes for 413 yards. He has three touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Jones, 5'10", 190-pound junior, ready for his team's first crack on offense, and they'll do so with 2 wide receivers on either side of the formation. Tim Johnson is the lone running back, and now time called again. They're going to have a hard time keeping these game balls dry if that's what the problem is. Tim Johnson on the year, 32 carries for 200 yards and 1 touchdown. He's averaging 6.3 yards per carry. And it looks like now a new play is going to be brought in for Alton, so they'll switch up their opening play and start with a different one. Jones in shotgun. Johnson stands over his right-hand shoulder. Again, 2 wide receivers on either side of the formation as Alton begins 1st and 10 from their own 37. A little bit of a high snap. Nice job by Jones. Going back to pass, has all the time in the world. Throws it down the middle and went right in between 2 receivers, Ahmad Sanders and Terrence Walker, as Andrew Jones had all day back there in that pocket. Could have knitted himself a sweater, he had so much time. The rain is let up just a little bit, but it is still raining. I have my radar screen up and running on the old laptop as well. Been checking it out for a while. Looks like it's trying to move out, but it keeps on back building in. Moves a little bit farther north and then more builds on the south. Now 3 wide receivers on the far side. Here's Jones. He's going to hand the ball off this time to Tim Johnson. Johnson tries the right side, gets through the interior line. Ball comes loose. Fumble on the play. Well, I have to wait and see what they rule. And it looks like Tim Johnson gave up the ball, and it appears that Donovan Porter, their offensive lineman of 245 pounds, jumped on that. So Alton will get to keep the ball. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 to go. Ball on the 44-yard line of the Alton Redbirds. Redbirds are wearing their gray trousers with their white jerseys, shoulder pads in red, numbers in red, white helmets with the Redbird logo on the side. Here's the snap. Handoff goes to Johnson. Johnson gets a 1st down and more. Breaks 1 tackle and then more, and he's off to the races over on the far side sideline until he is finally forced out of bounds. Big gain there by Tim Johnson, the 5'11", 165-pound sophomore running back for the Alton Redbirds. And now the Redbirds will set up in Collinsville territory. That stops the clock with 6:51 left to play here in this first quarter. No score early on. Collinsville drove the ball very well on their first offensive possession and came within an eyelash of making that into a touchdown drive. So 1st and 10 for Alton on Collinsville's 26-yard line. Here's the snap. This is going to be a handoff coming from the far side of the field, one of the wide receivers, and he's going to go all the way in for a touchdown is Terrence Walker. So Walker gets things going. Terrence Walker has his team up 6-0, pinning the extra point try here. And Jake Lombardi is the place kicker. Here the ball is down, kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So 7-0 after Alton's first possession. We'll take a time.
These babies on. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going to the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident, starting the day you sign up.
So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get protection plus unique extras. Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
And we welcome you back once again to Kahok Stadium. Todd Duke and Darren Reeves along with you. Alton scores on their first possession as giving the Alton Redbirds a 7-0 lead, as Collinsville will get the ball back here on this kickoff. And it's another low one. Takes a couple of bounces and picked up at the 22-yard line. And running from the far sideline, coming over here to the near sideline. Got a little bit of room and boom! Big hit out of bounds. But a nice job there by Kyler Williams to bring that ball up and give Collinsville some okay starting field position. So Collinsville will begin their second offensive series. First down from their own 36-yard line. Chris Chai back in shotgun, one lone setback, three wide receivers on the left side, and that's the side that he goes to, but it's not going to go very far as that ball was thrown low, and they're going to call it incomplete. Wasn't quite sure if he caught that ball on the shoe tops or not. Seven 0 in favor of Alton. Alton's first possession. They drove all the way down the field and made it count for a touchdown. Second down and 10 here for the Kahawks. Chai in shotgun once again. Malcolm Burns lines up as the the lone wide receiver here on this side, but the handoff is going to go absolutely nowhere as Kyler Williams was met in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of about 4 on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down and about 14 to go. We'll call it third down and 13, so a big play coming up here for Collinsville. Now we have trips right as Chai is in shotgun. He'll go back to pass. He looks and he throws, and it's a good thing that that was not intercepted because Chai kind of threw that up for grabs. It was intended for Cameron Sloan, and in on the play is Charles Miller for Alton, and Miller was a little shaken up after that play, stretching out that right shoulder. And Collinsville is going to have to punt. Remember, Collinsville went down 7-0 in last week's game against Triad, came back and scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and took an 8-7 lead, a lead which they never relinquished in that game. Came close a couple of times, but they did not give it up. Here's a pretty good punt by Chris Chai. It's going to bounce, and it's going to roll right into the hands of Ahmad Sanders, and Sanders gets taken down at the 30-yard line, and now a late flag comes in right at the end of that play on a nice tackle by Ron Woods. We'll have to see what the flag's for, though. down him all the way back at the 20, but he had already ran up to about the 24-yard line. Still waiting for the referee to give us a signal. Illegal block against Alton, so that'll back the Redbirds up even more. 5:40 left here in this first quarter, 7-0 in favor of Alton. Collinsville, pretty good punt there by Chris Chai, and then a penalty at the end will give the Redbirds a 1st and 10 from their own 10. Andrew Jones once again in shotgun. 3 wide receivers on the near side. That's the side that he goes to, and a dropped pass by Ahmad Sanders will make it 2nd down and 10 with 5:35 left here in this first quarter. Collinsville needs a good defensive stop here to keep this game at 7-0. Try to get the ball back in some good field position. Second down and 10. Jones in shotgun once again. Has Ahmad Sanders leaving the backfield and going into the slot. And the handoff is going to go up the middle. And that's going to be Tim Johnson once again. And Johnson is off to the races. And Ron Woods is going to track him down and tackle him out of bounds at about the Collinsville 27-yard line. Big play there for Tim Johnson for the Alton Redbirds, and they're going to have to find a way to contain him, or this is going to be a long night for your Kahawks. In case you did not hear, tomorrow's soccer game that we were supposed to have for you at noon against CBC has been postponed and rescheduled for the 17th of this month. That's a Monday, and I don't have any games scheduled on a Monday, so we'll be able to make that one up. That'll be a long week. I already have games scheduled Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday that week, so we'll have 4 games for you. Man goes into motion. That's Maury Woods. And the handoff goes up the middle. Why not? Keep on running it till they can stop him. And once again, Tim Johnson picks up a big chunk of yardage, about 6 on that carry. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. Kahawks trying to stop the early bleeding here by the Alton Redbirds. Andrew Jones comes back up to the line, has Ahmad Sanders leave his side and go into the slot on the far side. Man into motion, that is Johnson, and a whistle on the play. And this one is going to be a false start against Alton, so that'll help out Collinsville. 5-yard penalty. We'll make it 2nd and 8 instead of 2nd and 3. And I believe that's probably the 6th penalty against the Alton Redbirds so far here in this game. So 2nd down and 8, ball on the Kahok 28. 4:25 left to play here in this opening quarter. Jones has Johnson right next to him. And Johnson gets the pitch, and he drops it, picks it back up, and then gets met at the line of scrimmage, and that's as far as he'll go. Actually, he got a couple of yards on that. So back up to about the 26-yard line, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 6 to go for a 1st down. Big 3rd down play here for the Collinsville defense. Jones in shotgun once again. And again, he has Johnson off to his left, but this time Jones is going to go back to pass. He does to Sanders. Sanders gets hit right at the 20-yard line. That might be enough for a 1st down. And it looks like it will be. They'll move the chains and stop the clock And it'll be a new set of downs for the Redbirds with 3:34 left to play here in this first quarter. So 1st and 10 from the Kahok 19-yard line. Collinsville would really like a turnover right about now. Sanders, again, lines up in the slot on the far side. That makes 3 wide receivers, but the handoff is going to go to Johnson right up the middle. He got through the initial line, and then the secondary came in and brought him down inside the 10-yard line at the 9, going to be close to another first down. And they are going to go ahead and give him the first down, so it'll be first down and goal from the Kahok 9. Jones, Johnson gets the handoff and gets met after he crosses the 5-yard line and gets down to about the 3. So it'll be second down and goal for the Alton Redbirds from the 3-yard line. Second and goal for the Redbirds. Once again, Jones in shotgun. Johnson next to him. Johnson gets the handoff, and he gets met at about the 2 this time. So that'll bring up a third down and goal now. Flash flood alert just issued. And this time, Andrew Jones will be under center, and he will hand the ball off, and it will fumble, and Collinsville gets the ball back. Collinsville thinks they have the ball. I have still not seen anyone in a black and white striped uniform say they have the ball. Well, they're going to say that it's not a fumble. And it'll be 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Mm-mm-mm. 1:42 left to play here in this first quarter. Charles Miller stands in the backfield in I formation for the Alton Redbirds. Watch for the quarterback sneak here. And the ball gets loose again, and it's on the ground. It doesn't matter because it's 4th down. Collinsville is going to get the ball back. Bad snap. Andrew Jones never did have it. So, Alton kind of shoots themselves in the foot there. And Collinsville will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line. So Chai in shotgun in his own end zone, puts out the throw. He's trying for Burns on the far side. Flags come flying in, and we may have a pass interference call there against the Alton Redbirds. Let me see if I can get that a little better. Well, after the pass interference call, Collinsville picks up another first down. 1st and 10 from their own 28. Still a long way to go. 1:02 left here in this first quarter. False start on Collinsville. Well, that'll back Collinsville up 5 more yards. A 26-yard run by Terrence Walker has given Alton their 7-0 lead. Handoff for Collinsville. Back up to about the 25-yard line, so a modest gain. And that'll bring up 2nd down and about 13 to go for a first down. Play clock starts. 30 seconds left. Here's another handoff. This one is going to go close to the 40. It's going to be close to a first down, maybe just about a yard short. And after they move the chains, that may be the last play here of this first quarter. Well, no, Collinsville is ready to go. As the chains get dropped, here's Chris Chai in shotgun. Down to 15 seconds. There's the snap. Chai is going to throw to Malcolm Burns, and Burns is going to have a couple of yards before he gets driven backwards, and that is going to be the last play here in this first quarter. So, Collinsville on the move. Redbirds have the lead, 7-0, back with the second quarter in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and 3 locations in Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school, or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Let's go ahead and thank Pace Design and Construction, one of our new sponsors this year. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether you're building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Call 407-5466 or online pacedesignconstruct.com or Pace Construction Design on Facebook. Collinsville, as we begin this second quarter, has the ball 2nd and 4 on their own 43-yard line. Here's the snap, and it's a direct snap. It goes back, and the running back is going to get pushed out of bounds and fumble on the play, and Alton will get the ball back. Did not need that to happen. So, Kahawks turn the ball over. And now Alton will have a very short field to work with. Ball rests on the Kahawk 40-yard line. Andrew Jones and company back out there once again. Tim Johnson stands over the right-hand shoulder, and he gets the handoff, and he goes right up the middle and immediately gets met, but keeps those legs a-churning and ends up picking up about 3 yards on the play. Well, we're going to go ahead and give him 4 on the play, so it'll be a 2nd down and 6 from the Kahawks 36-yard line. Second down and 6 from the 36 for the Alton Redbirds. And Don't know what the holdup is here. Play clock's not running. Game clock's not running. Now everything is running. Second down and 6. Here's the snap. Handoff once again. Goes to Johnson, and he has a big hole, and he puts on a spin move. Gets out of about 2 tackles. Still on his feet. Down around the 10-yard line, and finally gets thrown down right about the 12-yard line. And Tim Johnson has already put up some impressive numbers here in the first half of this game. And we are just underway in the second quarter. Clock continues to run. 10:40 left to play here in this second quarter. Just underway. In shotgun once again, Andrew Jones. He and the Alton Redbirds are up 7-0. Handoff once again goes to Johnson. Johnson gets met after initially costing the line of scrimmage, but then a big pushback by the Kahok offensive line will give him just a couple of yards. And that'll bring up second down and about 6 to go after a 4-yard gain. Ball on the 8-yard line. Alton got down to the 1, tried to go on 4th down, couldn't make it, gave the ball back to Collinsville. Collinsville was on the move before they turned the ball back over. Jones in shotgun once again, and once again his lone setback is Tim Johnson. Man goes into motion, but the handoff goes to Johnson right up the middle. He is met. And backwards he'll go, but they'll give him forward progress and give him a couple of yards on the play. Looked like Cameron Sloan and Jake Holton were in on that initial pushback. So 3rd down and 3 now for Alton. Another big 3rd down for the Collinsville defense here. 9:20 left to play in this first half. 7-0 in favor of Alton. In shotgun once again is Andrew Jones, and now we have a whistle on the play as the Alton Redbirds are going to call their first timeout. While we're in a timeout break, let's tell you about the latest fundraiser that the football team has coming up. It is a Dine to Donate fundraiser, and it's at Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. Folks, you ever been there before? Oh, my. Steaks melt in your mouth, so good. Coming up on Wednesday, September the 26th, enjoy a great dinner, and 15% of your bill will be donated to the Collinsville Kahok football team. That's at Colton Steakhouse again, Wednesday, September the 26th. That's at number 5 Eastport Plaza Drive in Collinsville. More information can be found at 223-8977. Again, that is 223-8977. Alton has used a timeout, so they have 2. Now we're ready to go again. Alton knocking on the door once again. 3rd down and 3. Andrew Jones in shotgun, and once again Tim Johnson remains his lone setback. I'd watch for Johnson to get the ball again. Needing 3 yards to pick up a first down. Here's the snap, and the handoff does go to Johnson, and Johnson may not have enough to get that first down. Looks like he may be about a yard short, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and 1 here for the Alton Redbirds. We'll see how they want to play this. Last time they went for it. Wet conditions, wet ball. Maybe they bring in a kicker this time. Nope, looks like Jones is going to come back out and run another play. Unless they try to draw the Kahawks offside and pick up that free first down. I formation, 3 deep in the I formation. Here's the snap. Handoff is going to go to Ahmad Sanders, and he gets stuffed. He gets stuffed, and Collinsville will get the ball back once again. Boy, oh boy. Kahawks living dangerously and need a little bit of an offensive push here to get this one tied up. Yeah, he only needed to get to the 2-yard line, I think, for a first down. I don't know where they marked it, but it looked like it was real short. Looked like it was a lot shorter than that. Referee still standing ball. Going to be just a little bit short, about a half a yard. So Collinsville will indeed get the ball back. The rain continues to fall. You can see my reflection in the window here. It'd be nice if we didn't have to have the lights on, because that would cut down on some of that glare. So, once again, Chris Chai in his own end zone, in shotgun, throws one down the far side sideline, but there is no one even close to the vicinity of that football. .8:22 left to play here in this first half. Clock is stopped. 2nd down and 10. From the shadows of their own goalpost are your Collinsville Kahawks, trying to dig their way out of there. Chai, shotgun, hands the ball off. Up the middle goes the runner, and all the way out to about the 7-yard line. A little bit more breathing room. Clock continues to run. Coming up on 8 minutes left here in this first half. 3rd down and 5 here for Collinsville from their own 7-yard line. Snap. Chai back to pass. Has a man open and off of the fingers of Ron Woods. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 5. Collinsville defense. So 4th down and 5 from the 7. Chai in shotgun. Apparently probably going to punt. As Chai barks off a call, trying to catch the Alton Redbirds off sides, and now we're going to have a timeout called by the Kahawks. That'll give us a chance to thank All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, your business, your sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options. They walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online, allprotees.com, or call 344-2200. Let's go ahead and thank the Collinsville Education Association as well. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's new website at collinsvillecea.org. More like a light drizzle going on now here as opposed to a steady rain. But it is still falling. Chris Chai stands at his 1. And now we're going to have a second timeout called by Collinsville. That'll leave Kahawks with 1 timeout here in the rest of this half. Well, let's go ahead and thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums, Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. Located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville, Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call at 345-5679 today for your free estimate, and you can visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. 7:51 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville still with the ball. 4th and 5 from their own 7-yard line. 2 timeouts in a row when you're getting ready to punt. rare. Here is Chris Chai. He does get the punt off. It's high, not too deep. It's going to take a Alton bounce all the way back, and Collinsville couldn't jump on it before it goes all the way back to the 30-yard line. That ball hit at about the 40-yard line and went straight backwards, past a couple of Kahok players, and then it was finally touched up at the 30. So another short field here for the Alton Redbirds to work with, with 7:43 left to play here in this first half. We don't have rain coming in anymore, folks. We opened the window. How about that? I can't see, but at least you all can. Here's a handoff, and it's going to go again to Johnson. And Johnson is going to get swarmed at about the 35-yard line. But it is going to be enough for a first down, and the chains will move for the Alton Redbirds once again. Ball sits on the 20. 6:40 left to play here in this first half. 7-0 in favor of the Redbirds. Fresh set of downs. Here is the quarterback throwing. Oh, that was almost picked off. Ahmad Sanders gets the ball, doesn't get very far, and then he gets pushed backwards. But that ball was so close to being picked off. Nice jump on the play for Damian Clark, and he was almost in the backfield at the same time that Jones. Snap, back to pass. Throws, and off of the hands of Terrence Walker. And that's going to bring up third down and long. Walker just missed that ball. Stops the clock with 5:40 left to play here in this first half. Plains the lone setback. Here's a snap. It's high. Jones rolls, runs out to his right, still looking, still on his feet, scrambles, throws, back of the end zone, and it's ripped out of his hands at the last second. What a nice defensive play there by the Collinsville Kahawks, as that ball was destined for a touchdown, as Cameron Sloan swatted that ball away at the last second, but we do have a flag back behind the original line of scrimmage. And that's going to go against Alton. It's going to be declined, and it's going to bring up fourth down. Kind of figured it was a holding call against the offense with all that time back there. There's a reason that Andrew Jones had all that time. So fourth and long, 4th and 12. Ball on the 22-yard line of the Kahawks. Alton has fizzled their last two drives on fourth down plays. Here is Jones back to pass. He looks, he throws down the middle in the back of the end zone. That one's out of the back of the end zone. There was no way anyone was going to catch that in the first place. And 3 plays in a row have ended on turnover on down situations for the Alton Redbirds. Time for the Kahawks to take advantage of it. 5. Right now we have the windows open. Feels good. Looks a lot better. And here is Chris Chai in shotgun. Flanked on either side by a running back. One on the left-hand side gets the ball, and a spin move put on, and I believe, oh, there's a little rough action going on there at the end. Jaden Neighbors, the ball carrier on that one. 5 on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 5 for Collinsville. Ball on their own 27. Here's a snap. Ball goes back to Neighbors once again. Neighbors up the middle, tries a little bit off of the right tackle there and gets a couple of positive yards up to the 30-yard line before he's finally brought down. So a nice gain, and it'll bring up 3rd down and short for Collinsville. 3rd and about 2.5. Four and a half minutes to go here in this first half. There hasn't been much of a wind at all today, and now we're going to get the wind blowing water right in here on all my stuff. Here's the snap. Handoff. Going to be caught in the backfield. Kyler Williams ran parallel with the line of scrimmage and couldn't get a lot on that run. And another run, and this one is going to be real close to being a 1st down after the initial push forward. We'll see where they set the ball. And see what the man with the white hat says, and he's going to call for a measurement. Just saw our first flash of lightning, too. 1st down, Collinsville. All right. Back to pass. Chai has a man, and that man catches the ball and then is instantly met. I tell you what, Ron Woods, he caught that ball in a bunch of traffic. Lucky to hold on to it, and then couldn't go anywhere after that. So right back to the line of scrimmage is all they're going to get out of that one. Second down and 9. They're going to call it a gain of 1 on the play. Here comes the handoff. It's around the right side, and once again, it's going to be Kyler Williams, and Williams will get around the corner and pick up about 1 on the play. So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 to go for a 1st down here. 2:45 left to play here in this first half. Big 3rd down play here for the Collinsville offense. Chris Chai in shotgun, flanked on either side by a running back. He's going back to pass, trying the near side sideline. Over the head of Woods. He caught it. He said he was out of bounds. Man, oh man, I thought for sure that he got both of those feet in. It was very close, but referee's a lot closer than I am, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 9 situation here for the Kahawks. .232 left to play here in this first half. It'll be 4th down and 9 for Collinsville. Chris Chai, the quarterback, and the punter. They do have a man deep, do the Redbirds. 2 wide receivers on this side. Here is a punt by Chai. It is high, bounces at the 35, takes a Kahok roll, and now, well, they're going to delay the game for a lightning strike. I saw the first lightning strike about 10-minute Facebook page. So we're going to step aside for just a while. Hopefully it won't be too long, but we'll be back in just a little while and let you know what's going on the Kahok Sports Network.